Let's begin with today's story. Just listen and enjoy how real English is used in daily life. Try to picture the scenes as you listen. Saturday mornings in my house always begin the same way. Quiet, slow, and with the smell of fresh coffee in the air. I woke up a little later than usual, around 9:30 a.m., and stretched before slipping into my soft house slippers. The sunlight was peeking through the curtains, and the living room looked, well, lived in. Dishes in the sink, clothes scattered on the couch, and dust gathering on the bookshelves. I sighed and said to myself, all right, time to clean up this mess. First, I picked up the dirty clothes from the living room floor and sorted them into piles, dark, light, and delicate. Then I loaded the washing machine in the utility room and added fabric softener. I pressed the button, and the gentle hum of the machine filled the room. Next, I cleared off the coffee table, put away the magazines, and wiped it down with a damp cloth. The remote, keys, and coasters all went back in their proper places. It's funny how something so small makes the room feel instantly tidier. I turned on my favorite playlist and started to vacuum the carpet in the living room. I moved aside the ottoman and fluffed up the cushions on the sofa. There were crumbs underneath, leftovers from last night's movie snack. In the kitchen, I emptied the dishwasher, put away the plates, and scrubbed the sink until it sparkled. I even wiped down the countertops and threw out some leftovers from the fridge that had expired. The dining table needed a good clean too. I dusted off the placemats, polished the wooden surface, and straightened up the chairs. By now, the house was starting to feel fresher. After a quick break with a cup of tea, I got to work in the bedroom. I stripped the bed, took the linens to the laundry basket, and put on clean sheets. I also tidied up my dresser, organized my wardrobe, and swept the floor under the bed. You'd be surprised how many things end up under there. In the bathroom, I scrubbed the tiles, wiped down the mirror, and replaced the towels with fresh ones. I also mopped the floor and restocked the toilet paper and soap. The smell of lemon cleaner made everything feel fresh and clean. By mid-afternoon, the house looked completely different, brighter, calmer, cleaner. As I sat down on the now fluffy sofa, I felt a strange sense of peace. I wasn't just cleaning the house. I was clearing space in my mind, too. In some ways, cleaning had turned into a form of therapy. Now let's explore some useful phrasal verbs from the story. These will help you speak about household chores more naturally. Pick up, meaning to lift something from the floor or a surface. I picked up the clothes from the floor. Can you pick up the toys before dinner? Also, put away, meaning to return something to its proper place. She put away the groceries in the kitchen. Please put away your shoes in the cupboard. Wipe down, meaning to clean a surface using a cloth. He wiped down the table after lunch. Don't forget to wipe down the counters. Clear off, meaning to remove items from a surface. I cleared off the desk before studying. Can you clear off the dining table? Load up or load, meaning to put items into a machine or container. I loaded up the washing machine with clothes. She loaded the dishwasher after dinner. Empty out or empty, meaning to remove everything from something. I emptied out the trash bin this morning. Don't forget to empty the laundry basket. Throw out, meaning to put something in the trash. I threw out the expired food. He threw out the broken umbrella. Turn on, meaning to start a device or machine. She turned on the vacuum cleaner. Can you turn on the fan, please? Sweep up, meaning to clean the floor using a broom. I swept up the dust near the door. She swept up the crumbs after breakfast. Scrub off, meaning to clean something by rubbing it hard. I scrubbed off the dirt from the tiles. He scrubbed off the stains with a sponge. Dust off, meaning to remove dust from something. I dusted off the bookshelf. She dusted off the TV before turning it on. Straighten up, meaning to make a space tidy and organized. I straightened up the living room. Please straighten up your desk. Mop up meaning to clean a floor using a mop. I mopped up the water spill in the kitchen. Let's mop up after dinner. Restock meaning to fill something up again. I restocked the toilet paper in the bathroom. She restocked the kitchen shelves. Move aside meaning to push something out of the way. I moved aside the sofa to vacuum underneath. Move aside the stool so I can sweep there. Fluff up, meaning to make something soft and puffy again. I fluffed up the sofa cushions. She fluffed up the pillows on the bed. Strip down or strip the bed, meaning to remove sheets from a bed. I stripped down the bed before washing the sheets. She stripped the bed and changed the covers. Tidy up, meaning to make a place clean and neat. I tidied up the bedroom this morning. Let's tidy up before guests arrive. Organize, meaning to arrange things in order or categories. I organized my wardrobe by color. She organized the kitchen cabinets. Put on, meaning to place something on, especially clothes or fabric. I put on clean sheets after washing the old ones. She put on the new curtains in the living room. It's your turn now. Listen carefully and repeat each sentence after me. This will help you speak English more confidently and fluently. I woke up early on Saturday morning to start cleaning. I woke up early on Saturday morning to start cleaning. The sun was shining through the curtains. The sun was shining through the curtains. I made my bed and fluffed up the pillows. I made my bed and fluffed up the pillows. Then I headed to the kitchen to tidy up. Then I headed to the kitchen to tidy up. I picked up the empty cups and put them away. I picked up the empty cups and put them away. I wiped down the counters with a clean cloth. I wiped down the counters with a clean cloth. There were crumbs everywhere, so I swept up the floor. There were crumbs everywhere, so I swept up the floor. I loaded up the dishwasher with plates and bowls. I loaded up the dishwasher with plates and bowls. After that, I emptied out the trash bin. After that, I emptied out the trash bin. I opened the windows to let in some fresh air. I opened the windows to let in some fresh air. I dusted off the shelves in the living room. I dusted off the shelves in the living room. I straightened up the cushions on the sofa. I straightened up the cushions on the sofa. I vacuumed the carpet and under the table. I vacuumed the carpet and under the table. I moved aside the chairs to mop the floor. I moved aside the chairs to mop the floor. I mopped up the kitchen and let it dry. I mopped up the kitchen and let it dry. I stripped down the bed and took off the old sheets. I stripped down the bed and took off the old sheets. I put on fresh, clean bed covers. I put on fresh, clean bed covers. I threw out old newspapers lying near the door. I threw out old newspapers lying near the door. I restocked the bathroom with new towels and tissue rolls. I restocked the bathroom with new towels and tissue rolls. I organized the wardrobe and folded all the clothes neatly. I organized the wardrobe and folded all the clothes neatly. I scrubbed off the stains on the bathroom sink. I scrubbed off the stains on the bathroom sink. I turned on some music to make cleaning more fun. I turned on some music to make cleaning more fun. I put away the laundry and folded the socks. I put away the laundry and folded the socks. I wiped down the mirrors until they shone. I wiped down the mirrors until they shone. I tidied up my study table and arranged the books. I tidied up my study table and arranged the books. I cleared off the dining table and placed a flower vase. I cleared off the dining table and placed a flower vase. I hung the clothes outside to dry in the sun. I hung the clothes outside to dry in the sun. I looked around and smiled at the clean home. I looked around and smiled at the clean home. Cleaning is tiring, but it feels really satisfying. Cleaning is tiring, but it feels really satisfying. Finally, I made myself a cup of tea and relaxed. Finally, I made myself a cup of tea and relaxed. Repeat each sentence twice. Focus on intonation, pauses, and clear pronunciation. Now it's your turn. What chores do you do at home in English? Do you use any of these phrases? Or maybe you learned a new one today. Share your favorite sentence or phrasal verb in the comments. I'd love to read what stood out to you. Every comment helps you remember better and helps others learn too. Let's build a learning community together. Remember, fluency doesn't come all at once. But every sentence you repeat, every word you understand, and every comment you write is a step closer to speaking English with confidence. So, don't just watch, speak, write, and connect. See you in the next story.